Welcome everybody back to Intensity Broadcasting. My name is Josh Hall. This is the SCSRA Blue Ridge Auto Group Truck Series here on iRacing, getting ready for their second Crown Jewel event of the season here with the throwback race at Charlotte. It's going to be a little bit of a different race than you're used to see it. We do have 2 stages this race, as well as 150 laps. So it's going to be a much longer race. It is also double points on the line for the drivers here tonight. So sit back, strap in. It's going to be an awesome one here tonight. Currently up at the top of the leaderboard is the 17 of Daniel Wiles. And Austin Schultz sits back in second, then Devin Butchino in third. Let's take a look, see if we can see any of these awesome throwback paint jobs out on the racetrack. We have the 9 of Riley Gomes in that old Cartoon Network Great Pumpkin Machine. Eddie Morris rocking the National Guard Dale Jr. looking throwback. Another amazing looking paint job out there. Let's see if we can see anybody else out there with some cool paint jobs. We got the 93 Jeff Gordon paint job. Now, Tyler Aspinall, as he goes through the grass here, is running a Mark Martin Valvoline throwback. Ryan Gomes with the 55 Superman Ron Hornaday throwback. We'll get through a few more of them as the qualifying and under the pace lap. We'll take a look at some of these paint jobs as well. But qualifying is about to get underway. Unfortunately, I do not have a graphic up for the points, but Nick Fuller, currently your points leader over Devin Zimmerman, Eddie Morris in third, Devin Butchino fourth, and Brandon Zimmerman currently in fifth. John O'Lynch sixth, Brett Merle in seventh, Blaze Richardson eighth, Michael Moultrie back in ninth, and Michael Provolt is in 10th. As we see another sweet throwback out on the racetrack, that is the 14 of Nick Fuller, rocking an old Kevin Harvick inspired paint. Daniel Wiles out on the racetrack right now as well. Another awesome paint job. You see Brandon Zimmerman running the Adam Petty Sprees Machine paint job. So another awesome paint job right there. If we see any other of these really cool looking throwbacks out on the racetrack. And we see the 55 of Gomes making his way around the track. Riley Gomes currently up at the top of the leaderboard in that 9 machine. Brandon Zimmerman in second, Devin Zimmerman in third. So Trackhouse currently 1, 2, 3. Now Rick Ward breaks up the mess, or breaks up the Trackhouse domination up at the front. Slots into the third spot, and there's Eddie Morris moving into second as Daniel Wiles goes 6th quickest. Here comes Riley Gomes back across the stripe. Does he improve? He does improve his time, but gets bumped back a spot by his teammate Devin Zimmerman. Brandon Zimmerman currently in third as Nick Fuller jumps up into the third spot and moves Brandon Zimmerman down a spot. Ryan Gomes on his first lap moves into the 5th position. And that was Nick Fuller's first lap as well. Let's see if he's able to improve here on his second lap as Eddie Morris goes to the top of the leaderboard with a 30-50. Tyler Aspinall goes currently into the 4th position. As here comes Nick Fuller across the stripe. He's going to move up 1 spot up into 4th. Blaze Richardson running a Casey Kane throwback. Even got the Evernham style numbers on the side of that, which is absolutely amazing. Great looking paint right there. As Richardson comes across the stripe, and he is going to slot himself up into the 6th position currently. Austin Schultz coming down across the stripe. And the 56 is going to slide up into 9th. As here comes Matthew Fritz off of turn number 2 on his first of 2 laps. Fritz makes his way into turn number 3 on his second lap. See where he slides in, currently up into the 8th position. We'll see where his second lap puts him. He does improve on his lap, moves up into 4th. Devin Butchino out on the racetrack, just coming to take the green flag. And how about this? Chuck Balance, look at this throwback. Run the D Generation X G Generation X truck on the back of the truck. It definitely does say we've got 2 words for you. As an old school wrestling fan, I am a huge fan of that truck. That's awesome. Brian Merle Jr. running that 13 throwback truck. We've seen him in most of the season. Joe Wright just finished his qualifying attempt. He is up into the 14th position. Here's Junior on his second lap here. Currently in the 16th position. We'll see where he's able to slot himself after the second lap. Mike Moultrie just jumped up into 11th after his first lap. Junior off of turn number 4, down through the quad oval to the stripe. And Brian Merle Jr. is going to jump up into the 13th position. Moultrie comes across the stripe, and he goes P3. And with 4 minutes left, that is going to do it for all the drivers who are currently in the session. Now, I do know that Mike Provolt is trying to get into the race. For those of you who aren't too familiar with iRacing did have a pretty big update today. So there are a few drivers who are the sim has to be updated to the latest version before you're able to register for the race. So we'll see if he's able to pop in here and get his qualifying attempt done. We still do have about 2.5 minutes left before we drop the green here at Charlotte. So again, we want to thank all of our great partners here, including Blue Ridge Auto Group for their continued support of the SCSRA Truck Series. If you're looking for a new or used Dodge, Jeep, Chrysler in the Tennessee area, visit BlueRidgeAutoGroup.com. Of course, you can also help us out by checking out our great partners over here at Intensity Broadcast, including Race EPI for all your iRacing coaching and setup needs. Visit raceepi.com. Check out our website to help support the channel by visiting intensitybroadcasting.com, where you can find hats, t-shirts, coffee mugs, league apparel as well. The SCSRA does have a couple t-shirts, hats over there as well, so you can check that out over at intensitybroadcasting.com. And of course, our great partner over at Butt Kicker. And Butt Kicker is a well-known leader in haptic gaming, haptic feedback. The award-winning line of Butt Kicker products lets users feel low-frequency sounds. Their products are used and endorsed around the world by leading PC and console gamers, including professional sim racers. The patented design makes them incredibly accurate, powerful, and virtually indestructible. The Gamer Plus, which is what I have, is a new and upgraded sim racing haptic that reproduces immersive, accurate, and powerful sim racing, flight sim, and gaming effects. So check out the full line of Butt Kicker products and figure out what's right for you. Visit thebuttkicker.com. So we've got about 2 minutes left here before we drop the green flag. or drop the checker flag on qualifying. And it looks like Michael Provolt may not be able to make his way into the race here. So as it sits right now, we'll have 21 trucks starting the race here tonight. And don't forget to join us tomorrow night for the Dev Sports Cards Xfinity. I'm sorry. Wow. It's been a while since I've done that. The Dev Sports Cards Next Gen Series, which will also be taking on Charlotte Motor Speedway in the throwback race. That is also going to be a crown jewel event and double points awarded tomorrow night as well. So stick around tomorrow night. Noma TV will have that race right here at 9:30. So check that out tomorrow night on Noma TV. So we got about 30 seconds before we grid them up here. As time is expiring and we get ready to take a look at our starting grid. Starting on pole tonight will be the 8 of Eddie Morris with Devin Butchno. Starting from the second position, Tyler Aspinall will roll off third with Mike Moultrie in the fourth position. Devin Zimmerman and Matthew Fritz round out row number 3. Row 4 will be Riley Gomes and Nick Fuller, followed by Blaze Richardson and Brett Morrill in 10th. Daniel Wiles will roll off 11th with Austin Schultz in 12th. 13th will be Ryan Gomes and Brian Merle Jr. in 14th. Brandon Zimmerman rolls off 15th with Cole Owens in 16th. Joseph Wright from the 17th position. 18th will be Jay Stinson, Rick Ward in 19th, Charles Balance in 20th, and David Wright will round out the field tonight here from the 21st position. As the trucks get ready to roll off onto the racetrack, we'll be right back with you in just a moment here on Intensity Broadcasting. As the trucks make their way down into turn number 3, we're getting ready to go green flag racing here at Charlotte Motor Speedway in the SCSRA Blue Ridge Auto Group Truck Series. Pace truck takes the hard left-hand turn on the pit road. They approach the Toyota restart zone. Green flag is in the air. We are racing here at Charlotte. Eddie Morris with a great jump immediately on the start as the field goes down into turns 1 and 2 for the first time. Ooh, one driver back there, that pick truck, that's the 77 of Cole Owens, got a little loose on entry of the corner, backed up the couple trucks back there as Eddie Morris is already having a battle on his hands as he's got the 45 of Tyler Aspinall right there on his back bumper, and side by side Mike Moultrie and Tyler Aspinall, as here comes Moultrie up to the high side of Eddie Morris, trying to take the lead away up on that high side. Field goes down into turn number 1, and Eddie Morris has Moultrie right there on that quarter panel. He can feel that 24 truck right there. As they go side by side again into turns 3 and 4. Now Eddie Morris able to pull out in front of the 24 machine, but for how long as the 24 tries to make a dive down to the inside? Morris puts a little bit of a block, but here comes the 24 to the inside to try to take the lead away on lap number 3. Morris has the advantage up on the high side, though. He's able to roll that top and get that momentum off of turn number 2. He's able to try to use that high side to his advantage currently to keep that 24 of Moultrie behind him, as Tyler Aspinall waits in the wings, trying to see if he can find a way through these two drivers, take over the lead himself. But the battle for the lead continues side by side down into turn number 1. And off of turn number 2 again, Morris able to use that high lane advantage to get himself, but just not able to clear the 24 of Moultrie. This time, though, it looks like Morris might be able to clear the 24 off of turn number 2, and he will. And that's going to give Tyler Aspinall a run down into turn number 3 to try to get underneath Moultrie. And he washes up the track, almost gets into the side of the 24. He has to get out of it. Now his teammate, the 14 of Nick Fuller, takes a look down to the inside as they go side by side through the quad oval towards turn number 1. One driver we forgot to mention at the beginning of the broadcast, that's Devin there. Devin Butchino in the 68. Devin did have to start at the back of the field for a penalty. That's why you see him currently 14 positions from where he was supposed to roll off at the back of the field. Battle for the lead continues as Moultrie is back to the inside of Morris as they go side by side down into turn number 1. And we see Nick Fuller has gotten around his teammate Tyler Aspinall up into the 3rd position. He's trying to bring himself into this party as well. How about that? One driver in the top 5 is part of the veteran class. That is your leader, Eddie Morris. The rest are all rookies running 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. It just shows how strong this rookie class is this season, as Nick Fuller is running all over the back bumper of Moultrie, trying to take that position away. A little further back, we see a battle between Riley Gomes, and Brett Merle. This is a battle for the 7th position, with the 17 of Daniel Wiles right in the mix here as well. And Wiles was the quickest truck in practice. Now he's part of this big mess here, running back from 7th through 12th. Back up front, Eddie Morris currently holding off the 24 of Moultrie. A little further back, we see Devin Zimmerman working his way up into the picture here in that Jeff Gordon old paint job. That Baby Ruth machine, as he's trying to work his way up towards the front as well. Now Moultrie back to the inside of Eddie Morris, trying to take the lead away as they make their way off of turn number 2. More so getting a little bit of a push here from the 14 of Fuller, and the draft does come into play a little bit here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. As Morris is going to give the lead up, and here comes Fuller following through as well. course, Eddie Morris now trying to take a look down to the inside. Tyler Aspinall to retake the third spot. Here comes Devin Zimmerman as well as the battle for the lead is starting to heat up between Nick Fuller and Mike Moultrie, as Fuller is now looking down to the inside of the 24. And Tyler Aspinall right there in the mix as well. As now Devin Zimmerman's gotten around Eddie Morris. Morris has fallen back into the 5th position. And teammates battling out for the 2nd spot as Tyler Aspinall runs all the way up to the wall. And he's looking to get around the 14 of Nick Fuller to try to take over that 2nd spot. How about this big gaggle of trucks back here? This is a battle. Oh, a little contact there between, looked like the 31 is Stinson and Devin Butchino. But this group is led by the 8th place driver of Brett Merle. And then you see all the way at the back, Brian Merle Jr. runs back in 17th. He is the last truck in this group. So Merle sandwich, as we see Brandon Zimmerman take a look down underneath Brett Merle and Blaze Richardson right there with Joe Wright. So this battle is continuing to heat up here. As the battle for second continues, as Devin Zimmerman's now moved himself up into the 4th position, he's trying to get himself up into the mix here as well. Now Fuller trying to take a look back down to the inside of Moultrie. Now the battle for the lead is heating up as they are side by side for the lead. Also side by side for 3rd place as Tyler Aspinall and Devin Zimmerman are battling it out. Now Zimmerman solidly up into that 3rd position and trying to work on the back bumper of Nick Fuller, trying to get himself into the runner-up position. And Fuller still running in the tire tracks of Moultrie. That 24 trying to get the run, trying to see where the mistake can be made, trying to move himself up into the lead. So now Tyler Aspinall and Matthew Fritz are battling it out for the 4th position. Fritz is going to take a look down to the inside of Aspinall. Just in front, Devin Zimmerman now taking a look down to the inside of Nick Fuller, take over the 2nd position. And he's there. So move Zimmerman up into 2nd. This battle is still continuing to go on between Tyler Aspinall and Matthew Fritz. This is a battle for the 4th position. Looks like Fritz is going to have the position down through the quad oval to solidly take over that 4th spot. Will he be able to clear Aspinall down into turn number 2? Looks like he will be able to. A little further back, we see Devin Butchino up into the 11th position. Got Blaze Richardson right there behind him, and these two are trying to move themselves up through the field. They've gotten around Brett Merle, so Brett Merle's fallen back into the 13th position. He's got his brother Brian right there behind him. Right now the field's starting to spread out just a little bit, as we are closing in on 10 laps to the end of the stage. Keenan Miller says, "Go Zim." Devin, that is, as she's cheering on Devin Zimmerman, who's currently running in 2nd and trying to run down this 24 machine, as we are 11 laps from the end of the stage. See Jay Stinson and Ryan Gomes battling back here. This is a battle for 17th, with Chuck Ballance waiting in the wings as well, trying to see what can be done between these two, as we see a few more battles on track, as the 84 of Dave Wright making his way around Brett Merle, and here comes the 9 of Riley Gomes through as well. Right now, that 24 machine starting to spread his lead a little bit over Devin Zimmerman. Zimmerman trying to push it down now, really dives it into the corner. Tries to get position underneath the 24 as they come off of turn 4 and down through the quad oval. Just not quite close enough to make that happen. Looks like we might have had one driver having a little bit of an issue there. Could have been just a little bit of a connection issue, as Brett Merle continues a backward slide. He's fallen 7 positions, started in 10th, and now he finds himself back in 17th and continues to slide backwards. As now Devin Zimmerman has Nick Fuller right there on the back bumper once again. Take a look off the back bumper of Devin Zimmerman at the 14 of Nick Fuller. As Fuller tries to get to the outside here, coming to the stripe. We have 5 laps left in the stage. as they continue to run side by side for second place. And this is exactly what that 24 wants to see in his mirror. Is when they're running side by side, they're going to be running quite a bit slower than the 24 Moultrie. Right now, last time by, the 24 ran a 32.98. Or both Fuller and Zimmerman ran a 33.1. So quite a bit slower, as now Zimmerman's able to slide into that second position, as now Matthew Fritz up into the third position. So the tire fall off has been huge too. Right now these drivers are about 3 seconds slower than what their lap times were when they started the run. No, this is not open setups. This is fixed setups. And as they start lap number 33, the pits are closed as we are approaching the end of the stage. So pit road is closed. And Devin Zimmerman has a hard-charging Matthew Fritz right there behind him. As we are quickly approaching the end of the first stage, Matthew Fritz doing everything he can right now, trying to find a way around Devin Zimmerman to gain one more stage point. As they come off of turn number 4, we'll start the last lap of our first stage. Does Devin Zimmerman have anything for Moultrie here? Coming down into turn number 1. Down the backstretch and into turn number 3. 24 Moultrie comes off of turn number 4. He sees that green and white checkered flag in the air. And he will win the first stage here tonight at Charlotte. There's the caution for the stage. So Mike Moultrie, your stage winner. Devin Zimmerman in second. Matthew Fritz in third. Nick Fuller and Daniel Wiles, your top 5. Brandon Zimmerman brings it home 6th. Tyler Aspinall in 7th. Joe Wright in 8th. Devin Bucchino in 9th. And Austin Schultz, your final stage point winner, back in 10th. As the 24 comes around the racetrack, comes to pick up the pace car. And after everybody comes down pit road, we will talk with our stage winner here. So here comes the entire field making their way towards pit road. Imagine we'll see 4 tires and fuel for the entire field. Let's see who's going to be able to win the race off of pit road. Eddie Morris with the advantage of that first pit stall, but let's see who's able to get off of pit road first. It looks like it's going to be Moultrie, followed by Zimmerman, Nick Fuller, Daniel Wiles, and Brandon Zimmerman, and Tyler Aspinall, Matthew Fritz, Joseph Wright, Andrew Schultz, and Devin Zimmerman. Well, let's see if we can dial up our stage winner here. Mike, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me? Hey, Mike, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Gotcha.
Man, congrats on winning the first stage here. Tough battle there for a little while up front. You and Eddie Morris were going at it, and then you and Nick Fuller for a little while. Talk us through the race so far, though. It looks like a lot of give and take, and track looks awfully racy out there tonight.
Yeah, man, it's been some exciting racing. The tire wear is, man, it's we haven't had this many green flag runs so far this year, and tire wear is really bad. So you definitely gotta change how you race during the course of the race.
Yeah, we saw almost 3 seconds of fall off here throughout the run. How does that play into this next stage? Are you going to do anything different, or is it going to be the same thing? Do you have any strategy or style you're going to change here? Try to save those tires a little bit more?
No, I'm gonna keep doing the same thing I'm doing. Don't wear my stuff out and try to race clean as hard as I can.
Well, congrats on the stage win. Good luck on this stage, and hopefully we'll talk to you again later on.
Hope so. Appreciate it.
Have a great night. That was your first stage winner. As we have, again, Moultrie on the #1 spot. Devin Zimmerman to his outside. Then Nick Fuller and Daniel Wiles in row number 2. Tyler Aspinall, Brandon Zimmerman, row number 3. Matthew Fritz and Joe Wright in row 4. Austin Schultz and Devin Butchno round out the top 10 as we get ready to go back green flag racing. Pace truck again ready to take that hard left-hand turn down on the pit road. They approach the Toyota restart zone. Green flag is back in the air. We are back racing. A big jump for the 24 is, looks like Brandon Zimmerman spun his tires on the start. Caution is out. Looks like somebody might have missed a shift. That's going to bring up our first wreckage rewind of the night. Let's see what brought that one out. Here on the start, if we look up front here, yeah, looks like Devin Zimmerman spun the tires on the start, got down into the 17 of Wiles. And while that's all going on, we see Joe Wright gets hit from behind by his teammate, Devin Butchno. Sent Wright spinning through the grass. Just nothing that Butchno could really do to avoid the spinning truck of Joseph Wright. And then David Wright comes spinning through as well. Well, both Wrights caught up in this one. What happened to David there? Let's see if we can get a better view to see what happened to Dave Wright. As, he was up against the wall already. Oh, it looks like same thing. So as he was checking up what was going on, Brett Merle sends him to the outside wall, and looks like that suspension was broke, and both Wright brothers stuck down on the inside as we see the pace truck make its way out. So fortunately, this league does run resets. These drivers do have one fast repair in the pits. They also have 6 sets of tires on pit road as well. So we'll see. As it looks like, not really sure what's going on here. I think the pace truck is drivers are waiting for the pace truck to make its way around the racetrack. See Tyler Aspinall stop there, and yep, there's the pace truck right behind Brandon Zimmerman. So the rest of the field just stopped on the backstretch, waiting for the pace truck to pick them up. And there's the pace truck coming off of turn number 2, so the 24 will be able to get rolling and keep behind the pace truck here as we get ready to restack the field. And it doesn't look like Joe Wright got any real damage from that incident. Looks like a little bit of a crinkle there. The back end's pushed in just a little bit, but other than that, no real damage. So he's going to, currently he's being scored in the 9th position. Excuse me, the 8th position. Not so much for the 84 of Dave Wright. Dave got some heavy damage to the right side of his truck, the right front there. So he's in the pits getting some damage fixed. Jay Stinson also involved in that, trying to get down and get some damage fixed from an earlier incident. As the field makes their way across, looks like Dave Wright's going to be going at least a lap down here. I don't think Dave had to tow. Looking back through my my notes here to see what happened to Dave. Yeah, Dave Wright had to tow, so looks like that truck was just not able to. Yeah, you can kind of see. We'll rewind a little bit. Look at that right front tire really bowed out to the right. That truck is was not able to continue on by himself, so he had to get that truck down onto pit road with a tow. What's even worse for him is the lights on the pace truck are off. We're going back green flag racing this time. Is he going to be able to get out and onto the racetrack before the field comes back around? And did he have his fast repair checked so the truck isn't sitting there being fixed in the pits? So Moonster is going to take the outside on this restart, putting Devin Zimmerman down on the low side. We saw Zimmerman have some issues on that first restart. We'll see if he's able to correct that here on the second start. As the pace truck gets ready to take that hard left-hand turn on the pit road. Green flag is back in the air. We are back racing, and this time Zimmerman doesn't spin the tires, but has a very, very slow start. As we see Dave Wright making his way out onto the racetrack and just barely not able to clear the field. So he is going to be, looks like 2 laps down to the field. As the field makes their way down into turns 3 and 4. As we see Tyler Aspinall looking down to the inside of Devin Zimmerman. We see Brandon Zimmerman right there behind Devin Zimmerman, trying to move himself forward as well as that in that Adam Petty paint job. Again, throwback week here in the SCSRA. We've got some great throwbacks, and we got some new players up at the front of the field, as well as Daniel Wiles up here in the mix here. Another one of the America Racing drivers. As we see Fuller all over the back bumper of that 17. Give him a shove down the front stretch through the quad oval and into turn number 1. So we can take a look at some of these great throwback paint jobs as we see the 14 of Nick Fuller taking a look down to the inside, trying to take this position away. Nick Fuller throwing it back to Kevin Harvick in the 29 Shell Machine for Richard Childress Racing. Awesome, awesome looking paint job right there for that 14 truck, as he is going to take a look at the lead here. Side by side, door to door, off of turn number 2. Nick Fuller trying to move that truck forward and into the lead here. While Mike Mutre is trying to hold off that 14. So he wants to win all stages here tonight. Being a double points race, trying to take advantage of every point you can. But right now, Nick Fuller says, nope, I want to take the race lead away. I want my points. As they come off of turn number 2, door to door, side by side, rocketing down the backstretch. Advantage to the 24 going into turn number 3. As Moultrie leans right on the door of Nick Fuller, trying to take or hold on to that top spot, but that time by the interval was less than 1/100th of a second. Some great, clean side-by-side racing. Nick Fuller trying to use a little bit of a side draft, trying to pull that 24 truck back just a little bit. And how about this? Our top 6 drivers are all rookies here in the season. Our first veteran driver is Brett Merle, running back in the 7th position as Fuller tries to use that apron to help that truck turn and just not able to. Oh, big wiggle as the 17 of Wild was just up into the outside wall, and he's got some issues. He is falling back quickly. So we're talking about those awesome paints. You see the, so that was a Kevin Harvick paint job Nick Fuller's running here. Brandon Zimmerman throwing it back to the Adam Petty Spree machine, running back in the 3rd position. Tyler Aspinall in that 45, throwing it back to Mark Martin in the old Valvoline colors. And you got Devin Zimmerman running that 93 with the Baby Ruth machine, similar to what Jeff Gordon used to run back in the day. Blaze Richardson in that 18 machine, throwing it back to the Evernham Dodge days. With both Casey Kane, Jerry Mayfield, Bill Elliott all ran a paint similar to that. I believe that is a Casey Kane replica he said earlier in the race. So awesome looking paint job as we use Devin Zimmerman. I'm saying Devin Butchnow. Take a look underneath Devin Zimmerman. Brian Merle Jr. running the Denny Hamlin throwback. He's kind of been running that all season long, but it's still a throwback, so we'll shout it out. Chuck Balance here running the D-Generation X truck. Throwing it back to a whole generation of wrestling that I grew up on, so definitely appreciate that truck. Riley Gomes with the Great Pumpkin truck. Number 9, I believe that was Greg Sachs that ran that car back in the day. Then Ryan Gomes in the 55 machine, Napa machine, throwing it back to Ron Hornaday Jr. And finally, our last throwback in the field is the 8 of Eddie Morris, throwing it back to Dale Jr. in that National Guard machine. So, again, awesome throwback paint jobs throughout the field here tonight. Really digging it. And right now we've got a battle heating up here for the the 4th and 5th position between Tyler Aspinall and Austin Schultz. If you want to see more awesome racing here and more throwback paint jobs, join us tomorrow night as Noma TV will have full coverage of the Dev Sports Cards Next Gen Series here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Devin Butchino looking down to the inside of Daniel Wiles. It's a battle for the 6th position. And Butchino's able to get around the 17 machine. So up in the 6th, Devin Butchino goes as he's trying to run down Tyler Aspinall, who's looking down to the inside of Austin Schultz. And Tyler Aspinall moves into the 4th position, but here comes Schultz with the crossover. Ooh, almost some contact as Schultz has to run all the way down to the bottom of the racetrack. That's going to kill his entry into the corner. He falls back, and it's going to allow Devin Butchino to take a look down underneath the 56 machine. And Devin Butchino trying to crack the top 5. See his door-to-door side-by-side with Austin Schultz. Smashma says 45 is a good throwback paint. It is a great looking throwback paint. One of the trucks that one of the paint jobs I kind of grew up with, that old Mark Martin paint job. So truly one of my favorite ones I've seen here tonight. That and, you know, I'm a huge Casey Kane fan growing up, so I got to throw back Blaze Zimmerman, not because he's a teammate tomorrow night of mine, but I just love that Casey Kane style paint job as well. And the Adam Petty paint job I think is pretty good looking as well. So quite a few good paint jobs as Devin Butchino solidly up into the 5th spot. Now he's set his sights on the 45 of Tyler Aspinall. Right along here with Devin Butchino. Able to use that draft, run right in the tire marks of Tyler Aspinall, trying to close in on that 45 machine. Looks like Butchino is just able to run a little bit lower through the corner, able to roll that bottom lane a little bit better than Aspinall right now. You see Butchino is able to kind of arc it a little bit later, get right down to the blue line and hold it down on the blue line. That time Tyler was able to hold the blue line a little bit better than he had the few laps ago. But right now, Devin Butchino running down the 14 of Aspinall. Through 3 and 4, Aspinall's just not able to hold that truck down on that blue line, and it's really hurting his drive off. While that's going on, Butchino still has the 56 of Austin Schultz right there on the back bumper. As we are quickly approaching the end of our second stage. And Devin Butchino taking a look down to the inside of Tyler Aspinall. Aspinall fighting back though hard on that high side. Again, Tyler Aspinall is doing everything he can to stay out in front of Devin Butchino. This time Butchino's going to clear. Aspinall's going to have the run up on the high side. Thought he was going to be able to clear that 45 machine, but just not close enough to get that job done. So just how close these drivers are getting down into the corner. It looks like this time Butch is going to clear the 45 of Aspinall, as Aspinall's going to almost give a little kiss there coming down the backstretch. He's going to look back up to the high side yet again. This time it looks like looks like Aspinall's going to take another drive to the high side. So this battle continues. It's a great battle here. As now Butchino looks like he is clear of Tyler Aspinall, as this time Austin Schultz trying to get to the back bumper of Aspinall, as Butch throws a little bit of a block down into turn number 3. Good, clean, tight racing, as they say it in the chat there. I agree. It looked like some great racing all the way around here. As up front, we've got a 3-truck train for the lead, as Mike Moultrie stays out in front. He's got Nick Fuller right there on the back bumper, and Brandon Zimmerman this time right behind as well, as we come to lap number 67. As the 24 Multre comes across the stripe here. It's going to close the pits. 2 laps before the end of the stage. So pit road is closed. Does Nick Fuller have anything this time for Moultrie trying to take over the stage win? As our top 3 could throw under a blanket, that's a 3-second gap back to Tyler Aspinall, who's gotten back around Devin Bucciano to take over that 4th spot. A white flag is in, well, not really white flag, but final lap of the stage here. 24 Moultrie continues to be perfect. Now Brandon Zimmerman's fallen off of Nick Fuller quite a bit here. And through turns 3 and 4 for the final time of the stage. And just like the first stage, Mike Moultrie is going to win stage number 2 here at Charlotte as the caution flies for the stage. Your stage will be Mike Moultrie, your winner, Nick Fuller second, Brandon Zimmerman third, Tyler Aspinall and Devin Bucciano, your top 5. Austin Schultz brings home 6th, Daniel Wiles in 7th, Blaze Richardson 8th, Joe Wright 9th, and Brian Merle Jr. scores the final stage point. So once the field comes around, catches up to the pace truck. Imagine we'll see the entire field come down pit road once again. And then I imagine it should be about a 2-stop strategy to get to the end. Here comes the entire field down on the pit road. I just noticed Rally's Gomes is being scored a few laps down. Not really sure what happened to Gomes there. We watch the race off of pit road. Let's talk again to our stage winner.
You know what?
Oh, sorry, Mike. I pulled you in again. Didn't realize you're talking to your teammates there.
You're good. You're good.
Man, back-to-back stage wins here. Win stage number 2. That truck is on rails right now. Coming to this final stage, though, what's the strategy going to be? I know it looks like the trucks can go about 40 laps on fuel, if I'm not mistaken. Is this going to be a 2-stop strategy for you guys, or you guys are going to stretch as far as you can?
I'm not sure. We're going to see how many cautions come out, but more than likely it is going to be another stop. Yeah, just depends on how the race goes.
It's been a pretty uneventful race. Only one caution here for incident there on that first restart. Has that kind of played into the strategy, or has that changed the way you guys are racing this race at all?
No, doesn't change the way we're racing at all.
Awesome.
Nope.
Awesome, Mike. Well, Max Points Day is on the line for you here today, winning both stages. Good luck on this final stage, and hopefully we'll talk to you again at the end.
Same here. Same here.
Go talk your strategy with your teammates. We'll talk to you later.
Thanks. Talk to you.
So that was your stage winner there, Mike Moultrie. And yeah, not really sure what happened to Gomes there. Looks like he's coming off of pit road right now. I couldn't see anything in my event viewer here of what happened to the 9. Yeah, not really sure why Riley Gomes is being scored so many laps down right now. So lights are off on the pace truck. A couple drivers are coming down pit road to top off. I think I found what happened to the 9 truck here. Yeah, it looks like now that we look at it, the Gomes truck. So the Gomes truck, Riley Gomes did drop out. He lost connection, so that's why he is so far to the back. And he is asked for an EOL to make sure that he is out of the way of all of the drivers who are on fresher tires and are racing for position. So that puts D Wright just 1 lap down as the pace truck takes that hard left-hand turn down on the pit road. As they come to the Toyota restart zone, green flag is back in the air, and we are racing with a 75-lap shootout to the end. And Moultrie right back to the lead as Nick Fuller and Tyler Aspinall, teammates, battle it out for second and third. Further back, we see Austin Schultz side by side with Devin Butchno. As I mentioned, Butchno had a EOL to start the race due to an unclaimed racing incident in the previous race. But able to rebound from that last place starting. As he is currently trying to work himself back up into the top 5. Austin Schultz and Brandon Zimmerman battling it out right now, with Schultz up into the 4th spot and Zimmerman able to get around Devin Butchino as well. Now he's up into 5th. As the battle for the lead is starting to heat up, as Nick Fuller right there on the back bumper. Fuller taking a look down to the inside, gets a little below that blue line. It's slick down there, flattens out, really upsets the truck, and you can see just how much momentum he's lost on the 24 of Moultrie. Well, further back, see Blaze Richardson back here in the mix, working around Brian Merle Jr. Now he's looking around his teammate, Brandon Zimmerman, up on that high side. Little trackside teammates going at it. And Brian Merle Jr. right here in the mix as well, trying to follow through. Get himself up towards the front. Daniel Wiles, who was up front, involved in a little incident earlier, got a little bit of damage. Now he's finding himself back towards the back, currently running in the 16th position, trying to work around the 82 of Joe Wright. This is a battle for the 15th position. Meanwhile, Tyler Aspinall has his hands full with a mirror full of Austin Schultz. Schultz trying to find a way around the 45 here as we take a look off the back bumper of Tyler Aspinall. Here comes Devin Butchnell taking a look down to the inside of Schultz. Schultz, though, now this time forced up to the high side. Almost makes some contact with Aspinall. Now he's going to make the run work up on the high side. A little further back, Brian Merle Jr. side by side with Brandon Zimmerman. This is a battle for 7th. So Junior trying to get a good run going here, looking up to the high side of Zimmerman. While that's going on, Austin Schultz has moved himself all the way up and around the 14 of Nick Fuller. It's now Austin Schultz trying to run down his teammate, Mike Moultrie. So America Racing runs first and second currently, while their other two drivers are struggling a little bit. That's Daniel Wiles, who had some damage earlier in the race, and Cole Owens, who early in the race kind of checked up on the restart, on the initial start. Don't know if he got any damage because of it, but hasn't really been much of a factor tonight. Been running back in the back of the pack, but a lot of racing left. A lot can happen here. You see some side-by-side racing between Tyler Aspinall, Blaze Richardson, and Brandon Zimmerman. Richardson up to the high side. We really haven't talked about Blaze too much here tonight. He's kind of been running more mid-pack right now, finding himself battling with Tyler Aspinall, trying to move himself up into the top 5. Meanwhile, Austin Schultz has a hard-charging Nick Fuller and Devin Butchino behind him. Butchino all over the back bumper of the 14. Now, it could be a couple drivers who were trying to save a little bit. Now, we were seeing about 35 laps on a run in practice. Most guys are saying that their right front tire was around 42% after 35 laps. So that means these trucks losing a lot of grip in that right front tire. It's taking the most abuse. And because of that, it'll cause the trucks not to handle as well. It'll cause the trucks to what's called push, where the truck just doesn't have enough grip in that right front tire. Instead of being able to turn into the corner like we're seeing right now, the truck just wants to push up towards the wall. Now Austin Schultz trying to throw a block there on Nick Fuller, trying to keep that 14 truck behind. Also trying to keep that 14 truck behind. They allow Mike Moultrie to continue to stretch his lead, as his lead now is almost a second over his teammate, Austin Schultz. Gaggle of trucks back here. You see Jay Stinson, Joseph Wright, Brett Merle, Daniel Wiles, Chuck Balance all in this group. We see Matthew Fritz, who was up front a little bit ago, now finds himself running back in the 12th position. As Nick Fuller looks up to the high side of Austin Schultz, and he's going to clear the 56 on the high side. So great pass for Nick Fuller. Now the 14 Nick Fuller is going to set his sights on that 24 truck. Again, we are going to have at least one more pit stop. I imagine, if I had to guess, most of these drivers are going to try to make it about 38 laps. If I had to guess, we'd start seeing drivers coming in around lap 113, 114. So probably within the next 20 laps, we'll see drivers start making their way towards pit lane under green. And this is not an easy pit road to get onto by any means. Since the addition of the Roval, the road course, it's been a little bit tougher to get on the pit road because of the way that the end of the pit road's wall kind of juts out there at the end. So we'll see who's able to get on the pit road and off the pit road the quickest here under green. Unless we have a caution that comes out. If caution comes out before lap 113, that'll really shake things up as well, because then we'll have to still have at least 2 pit stops to make it to the end. Devin Butchno, Tyler Aspinall. This is a battle for the 4th position. And now Brandon Zimmerman and Devin Butchno battling it out as Butchno is falling off of Tyler Aspinall. And here goes Zimmerman right around the 68. So move Brandon Zimmerman up into the 5th position. Now Matthew Fritz trying to work his way back through the field up into the 10th position, working around Brian Merle Jr., and then he's going to set his sights on Ryan Gomes. And here comes Jay Stinson through the field here as well. Eddie Morris trying to make his way back up to the front, currently running in the 14th position. Trying to get around the 17 of Wiles. Meanwhile, this battle is going on here between the Devins, Devin Butchno and Devin Zimmerman. Now, I think Butchno might be trying to save a little bit. Again, we're talking about those fuel numbers. Drivers only being able to go about 35 laps in practice, mostly because of tire wear, not really so much fuel run. So Devin might be backing off a little bit, trying to slow down. Right now he is running about 3 to 4 tenths of a second slower than our leader. I think that's just a little bit of tire saving here, as we are quickly approaching 50 laps to go. As Devin Zimmerman now takes over that 6th spot. Here's Tyler Aspinall. He's got a mirror full of Brandon Zimmerman. Oh, pit stops starting early. Much earlier than I thought. So Devin Butchino down on pit road. Brian Merle Jr. down on pit road. Looks like Joe Wright was on pit road. Now he's making his way back onto the racetrack. Yep, he pit on lap 99. Brett Merle pit on lap 98. So pit stops starting early for a few people. Daniel Wiles down on the pit road early. Again, everybody else kind of came down pit road on lap 72. So this is less than 30 laps. So, but they do have, as I mentioned before, 6 sets of tires in the pits here tonight. So we might see this be a 2 or 3 stop last stint. Especially as much as the tires are giving up. As I mentioned, almost 3 seconds a lap over the course of a full run. Cole Owens on pit road now. You see the damage to the right side of his truck. See if he uses his fast repair, gets that cleaned up, or nope, he's going to just let that run until he has to get a reset done. Brandon Zimmerman looking down to the inside. Austin Schultz, who throws a big block down the backstretch. And Zimmerman's able to get around and throw a bit of a slide job on the 56, which is allowing Schultz to get back down to the inside. Oh, there's contact! As Schultz tried running Zimmerman up the track a little bit. A little bit of contact, no harm, no foul, but I don't think that Zimmerman is too happy about that one. As Chuck Balance makes his way around Eddie Morris for the 11th position. And here comes fresh tires. We see Brett Merle, Joe Wright on fresh tires trying to get around Chuck Balance. At 17 of Wiles behind, also on fresh tires, is Rick Ward making his way down on the pit road. So put the pit lane ticker down at the bottom. This is the first time you're watching here on Intensity. When you see the pit flashing, that means they're on their way to their pit stall. When the pit is solid, like you see Ward's is right now, that means they're currently getting service done. When that pit turns to a time, that's how long their pit stop was. And then the long time that's still running on the side, that is their entire time on pit road. So 15.3 second stop, for Rick Ward as he's down and away. And back onto the racetrack on pit road for 45.18 seconds. Blaze Richardson and Matthew Fritz side by side. This is a battle for the 8th position as Fritz is able to clear Richardson. Move Blaze back into 8th. That was actually a battle for 7th. I apologize. Now we've got a battle for the lead heating up, as it looks like the 24 is starting to back out of it a little bit, trying to slow down. Last time by, Nick Fuller was about 0.2 of a second quicker than the 24. I imagine we might see a pass for the lead here coming up pretty quickly. Here comes Devin Butchino. You see Butch on those fresh tires. He's going to unlap himself, put himself back onto the tail end of the lead lap, and you can see just how much of a difference fresh tires make. So pitting early and often may be the right call here. We'll have to see how this plays out. It's about half the field has already made their pit stop. I said earlier I expect pit stops to be somewheres around the 113 to 115 mark, so let's see if anybody stretches it even further than that to ensure that they have a great run to the end. Yeah, something happened to Austin Schultz. He is currently falling backwards right now. You see the new tires trying to make their way through. Joe Wright gets into the back of Schultz. Schultz able to hold on to it. Ooh, catches the tire barrier at the end of pit road, and I think he might have been speeding when he hit pit road. Leader Mike Moultrie also down on pit road. Chuck Balance also on pit road currently, so 3 more trucks making their way on pit road about the time I thought they were. Here comes teammates Tyler Aspinall and Nick Fuller down on the pit road. That's going to give the lead to Devin Zimmerman. And somehow the 56 did not speed on pit road. And he is down and away. More drivers on pit road. Matthew Fritz, Nick Fuller, as we mentioned. Blaze Richardson coming to a stop. Ryan Gomes, Brandon Zimmerman, Jay Stinson all on pit road. Here comes the 93 of Devin Zimmerman down on the pit road. That's going to give the lead of the race back to the 8 of Eddie Morris. And now Morris is going to come down pit road. And Devin Zimmerman is still going to be the leader of the race. Now Devin Butchino takes over the lead of the race. So one of the first drivers to come down pit road on lap number 100 now finds himself out in front. We've seen just how quickly those tires fall off here. See in the chat, all the dirt says, let's go, Eddie. And then, wow, what a save. That was an incredible save there from Austin Schultz, who unfortunately had to use his reset because of that, though. We see one truck really slowing off the pace. That looked like the 11 of Brett Merle. Oh! Brett Merle, that does not look like a very happy truck right now. I don't know what happened. See if we can see what happened to Brett Merle here. Trying to find anything we can here on this 11. Oh. Man, hard, heavy contact with the outside wall for Brett Merle. A little bit of contact from the 24. Brett comes down into his pit stall and see if he had a reset available. That truck's going to be able to snap back into place. He is way too far close to the wall there, and he's got to back up and try to get that truck into pit stall there. And, yep, had the reset, so brand new truck for the 11, but going to go multiple laps down as Devin Butchino continues to be your leader over Daniel Wiles. But they will have to pit one more time because there's no way they're going to be able to stretch the fuel 50 laps. At the same time, Mike Moultrie currently in the third position, and he is catching the 17 truck. He is almost a second and a half quicker than both the 17 and Devin Butchino. Yeah, no caution for that as the truck was able to continue on, and but now Moultrie is trying to run down at Devin Butchino, and that gap is closing quickly. As you can see, the 24 going to go right around Devin Butchino. Is Butch going to put up a fight? He's going to go down to the low side and force the 24 around the high side. As we are quickly approaching 25 laps to go. A little further back, we see Austin Schultz getting around Joe Wright and Brian Merle Jr., so put Schultz up into the 6th position. And for these drivers that pit early, it just doesn't look like it was the right call trying to run the strategy. Tyler Aspinall now has made his way around Devin Butchino, currently running in 2nd, and he is about almost 4 seconds off our leader. But Devin Butchino in a world of hurt right now on those older tires as Daniel Wiles, another one on the same lap old tires as we see one driver was just on pit road. That was, looked like, I think Riley Gomes was just on pit road. Brian Merle Jr. now hitting pit road this time. As we are quickly approaching 25 laps to go, and I think we might start seeing, yep, here comes Devin Bucciano coming down on the pit road. Which means we should also see drivers like Joseph Wright coming down on the pit road this time. Here he comes. Brian Merle Jr. leaving pit road. See who else was on that first round of pit stops like that. We should see Rick Ward coming down pit road awfully soon, along with the 17. Daniel Wiles, here he comes. So Mike Moultrie out in front of Tyler Aspinall by 3.7 seconds with 24 laps to go. They last pit on lap 112. That should be right at the number to come to the checker here, so they should be able to make it to the end here. The question is, drivers like Devin Bucciano, who now you're seeing these tires really come into play, is he going to have enough tire to get back around and up to the front, try to make this strategy work? There's Jay Stinson trying to run up on Brandon Zimmerman. This is a battle for the 6th position. Stinson just not able to get up to the back bumper of Brandon Zimmerman. The battle back here is Chuck Balance taking a look at the back bumper of Eddie Morris. As now Cole Owens coming down pit road for his final pit stop. And we'll see if he had a reset in the bag here, if he ends up using that fast repair. Oh, misses his pit stall, has to back it up. Oh, he's just going to try to keep that truck, that reset in case he needs it later on. Rick Ward also down on pit road. And that'll cycle through all the drivers that pit earlier. We see Devin Bucciano coming up on Devin Zimmerman as the 5th place running driver, and I don't think Butch is going to have enough time to unlap himself and get back onto the lead lap, or back into contention here for a win. However, Tyler Aspinall has put a huge dent into Mike Moultrie's lead here. Let's take a look at the graph. Oh, and that's why. Let's ride along with Moultrie here. I'm hearing him shut the truck off. Maybe that time he didn't, but I was listening and I thought I heard him shutting the truck off going through the corner. Well, maybe it wasn't these two that were clutching and trying to shut the truck off. Could have been another truck on the racetrack, but a little bit of fuel saving going on right now. As we see how that interval has shrunk over the last few laps. So now Tyler Aspinall is within 2 seconds. Lead was almost 4 seconds. As we are coming to 15 laps to go. Little battle going on back here. Matthew Fritz, Blaze Richardson. Battle for the 8th position. Joe Wright right there in the mix, but he is on new tires. And not in the battle here as he's going to force it 3 wide between Fritz and Richardson. And that's going to allow Richardson to get back around Fritz. And then we see Brian Royal Jr. right here in this mix as well. Another one who is currently not part of this race, but a lap down due to the pitting situation. So now Blaze Richardson up into 8th place, and it's almost a second and a half up to Jay Stinson, who is his next competitor. And here comes Fritz back to the outside, doing a little crossover on Richardson down into turn number 1. Fritz able to get around Richardson up into the 8th spot. And now he's going to try to chase down his teammate, Jay Stinson. Try to get up into 7th as we see Joe Wright continuing to just dice through this field on these newer tires. Unfortunately for him and Buccino, it's a little bit too much too late as you see Buccino and Daniel Wiles battling it out. This is a battle for the 13th position. Whereas Mike Moultrie is currently dealing with a little bit of lap traffic. The 34 of Rick Ward, the 77 of Cole Owens. And that's allowed Tyler Aspinall to pull up just a little bit as he has got clean air in front, as opposed to the 24 who's been battling with lap trucks, as we see Brett Merle down on pit road. And here comes the 17. Of Wiles coming to unlap himself. Teammates, he's going to let him right on by with just 10 laps to go. Take a look at the lap times between Moultrie and Aspinall, and a couple laps, Aspinall starts to eat into the lead, then Moultrie starts to pull away. A lot of it has to do with lap traffic, and you're seeing that the interval is now 1.5 seconds. Coming to 8 laps to go. So the only thing that could save Tyler Aspinall right now would be a caution. With 8 laps to go, I don't see that happening. So Devin Butchnow trying to get his lap back. Trying to get himself back in a position if the caution was to come out. Right now, Tyler Aspinall, his pace has shrank a little bit. The interval between him and Moultrie has grown, and now it is 1.7 seconds, coming to 5 laps to go when we cross the stripe next time by. Here we go, 5 laps to go as Moultrie puts Chuck Balance a lap down. So there's only 12 trucks now on the lead lap. And Devin gets around Chuck. And if he can get around Moultrie, then there will be 13 trucks on the lead lap. See in the chat, where's Cody? Cody does not run in this league anymore. A couple drivers who have retired from this league, if you will. But right now we've got a great battle, or a great race going on as Mike Moultrie just 3.5 laps away from getting the victory in the double points race. This being a crown jewel event. Looks like the Jay Stinson in the 31 would have had to win this race tonight to try to get the triple crown jewel payout. Fortunately, the 31 is being scored back in the 7th position. So with Moultrie coming to 2 laps to go, looks like the triple crown payout here in the Truck Series will be no more. But you still have Blaze Richardson tomorrow night trying to win, to put himself in a position to win the triple crown or the crown jewels in the next gen series. Well, Mike Moultrie comes down through turns 3 and 4, coming to the white flag. While that's going on, teammates battling it out for second place as Tyler Aspinall and Nick Fuller are going at it for second. Mike Moultrie, though, with the white flag being thrown, next flag will end the race, and that will be the checkered flag. The yellow flag has been put away. And these two continue to duke it out here for that runner-up position. But through turns 3 and 4 for the final time, and off of turn number 4, down to the stripe, it is going to be Mike Moultrie getting the win here tonight at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Tyler Aspinall brings it home in second. Nick Fuller in third. Austin Schultz and Devin Zimmerman round out your top 5. But tonight, it's Merca Racing's winner, Mike Moultrie, getting the win here tonight. He's going to bring it right down to the front stretch where we're going to have our top 3 park at the start-finish line. There we go. We got our top 3 here at the start-finish line as Mike Moultrie has continued to celebrate his win here tonight. Let's take a look at our finishing results. And Mike Moultrie getting the win here tonight. Tyler Aspinall comes home second. Nick Fuller in third. Austin Schultz and Devin Zimmerman round out your top five. Brandon Zimmerman brings it home sixth with Jay Stinson in the seventh. Matthew Fritz, Blaze Richardson, and Ryan Gomes your top 10. 11th will be Daniel Wiles, Eddie Morris in 12th. Devin Butchino back in 13th. Chuck Balance 14th. Joseph Wright in 15th. Brian Merle Jr. brings it home 16th. Cole Owens in the 17th position. Dave Wright back in 18th. 19th was Rick Ward. Then Brett Merle back in 20th. Riley Gomes in 21st. As we get ready to talk to our top three drivers here tonight. Starting with our third place finisher, the 14 of Nick Fuller. Nick, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
I copy.
Man, first off, awesome throwback with the Kevin Harvick throwback. Digging it here tonight. Had a lot of speed throughout the race, challenging for the lead a little bit. Had a great run there at the end with your teammate. Looked like the strategy that you guys were on seemed to be the right strategy. The question is, how close on fuel were you guys coming down to the end there?
Well, Tyler and I were not close on fuel at all, but also probably saved a little too much on the previous run. But ultimately, I didn't have a very fast green flag stop. Like Tyler came out like 2 seconds ahead of me. So props to him on having a great green flag stop. I think especially exiting the pits, he really got a lot of speed out of there. And yeah, to Michael too. Yeah, both those guys nailed that green flag stop at the end.
So kind of a completely different race that we've seen the last couple of weeks with no cautions except for one caution due to incident. Did that kind of play into your strategy here tonight, or did that kind of change the way that you had to run here with the only the stage cautions here tonight?
I mean, looking at the fuel window, it seemed like it was going to be, somewhat straightforward. And getting into that last stage, yeah, the feel of the race so far, it felt like there was a good chance that it could go green the whole way. So my strategy was to, make sure I had enough for that last run. And I might have just saved one lap too many, but yeah, I was definitely thinking about fuel. Definitely wanted to make sure to just get it on one stop there at the end.
Well, again, awesome job coming home on the podium here tonight with your teammate too. Awesome job for both of you here tonight. Before we let you go though, anyone with any shots you got to give here tonight?
Yeah, I'll give a shout out to Tyler for that paint scheme. That was his job. That Kevin Harvick throwback Shell Pennzoil. Was a big Harvick fan back in the day, so I think he nailed it on that one and enjoyed running it.
Well, I enjoyed watching you run that thing up front. Again, congratulations on the podium here tonight, and good luck next time. Hopefully, we'll talk to you again soon.
All right, thanks. Have a good night.
You as well. So that was the third place finisher, Nick Fuller. Let's bring in your second place finisher here tonight, the 45 of Tyler Aspinall. Tyler, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, man.
Man, great run for you here tonight, coming home in second. Up front most of the night here as well. And a lot of different strategies being played out there tonight. At any point did you think, man, maybe I'm not running the right strategy when you saw a lot of guys coming down early?
I saw the guys going down early, and I thought, like, either they know something I don't, or they forgot how to count, because I honestly did not think they were going to make anything work coming down 5 laps earlier than they should have. And, well, I was right. They all came in about, like, I don't know, what was it, 10 to go-ish, 15 to go. I knew it wasn't going to pan out for them because the second I came off pit road, I was good by 2 laps. So I knew everything was going to be fine.
Yeah, coming down to the end there, you had looked like about a 4-second gap on the 24 there. And all of a sudden, that lead started to shrink a little bit. Was there anything you were doing differently, or was it just where he was catching lap traffic, or do you think he was saving a little bit there at the end?
He was saving a lot because he came down a lap earlier than I did, and when I came off of pit road, I was good by a lap, so I figured he was either right on it or he did not have enough. So I knew he was saving. I was catching particularly on corner entry, and I was able to get the gap down to, I think it was 1.6, 1.7, and it stayed around there. I think once I got so close, he decided to turn it back on and just go with what he had, because at that point he would have lost the race. And I just talked to him. He said he was good. I think he said he had 1 lap crossing the line. So he definitely saved a lot of fuel there, and props to him for that. He ran a fantastic race, dominant race. So good for him.
Well, double points here tonight, so good points night for you and Nick as well here tonight. So congratulations on that. Before we let you go, though, anyone you want to thank, any shots you got to give here tonight?
I think anybody for watching me. I don't think Mom is tonight because I think she is still sleeping out there. I know Taylor is. So Taylor, thank you for watching. Thank you to 4 Club Media for letting me slap their logos on my truck. 213 Simware, w.gg. Yeah, I think that's about it.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congrats on the runner-up place tonight, and good luck next week.
Thank you, Josh. Have a great night.
You as well.
Thanks.
So that was your second place finisher, Tyler Aspinall. Let's bring your winner here tonight, and that is not the view I was looking to see. Let's bring in your winner. Talking to Mike once again. Mike, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Gotcha.
What a dominating race. Sweeping the stages, getting the win here tonight. Max point stay, especially with the double points. That is a huge thing for you here tonight. I know you're already locked in to the championship, but getting those stage points and those bonus points here tonight is huge.
Oh yeah. I know I'm locked in, but I still give it 100% every race. Those extra points, they all add up at the end of the season.
Absolutely, for sure. Coming down to the end of the race, though, we noticed that you had a huge lead over Tyler Aspinall, and then he kind of started catching you, and you're backing up to him a little bit. He said that he thinks that you might have been a little short on fuel. Was that the case? Were you having to save a little bit there towards the end?
Yeah, I calculated I had about 6 laps of fuel to make it to the end, and by the time I started calculating again through the laps, it was getting real low. So I was like, you know what, I need to start saving fuel while I have this, a little bit of a lead. So I made it with, I think, a little over a lap of fuel left. Yeah, I tried to do another burnout, and the car died, no fuel in it. So it was close.
Well, another thing, there's a lot of different strategies out there tonight. We saw even your teammates kind of run that 4-stop strategy. Did that kind of surprise you that people were trying to run that? Especially, I know your teammate Wiles was trying to run that as well. Or did you think that might have actually worked at some point?
It did surprise me. I said we got later on into the run, everybody was going to pit again regardless. So I figured, if they couldn't catch me on, the first, I don't know, 20, 30 laps or so, then I would be okay. But yeah, once I seen they weren't really gaining any ground, I had enough fuel to make to the end. I was pretty good, feeling pretty good, just praying no cautions came out.
Yeah, that was, I'm sure you're exactly what you were thinking there. No cautions, but only one caution, for instance, here tonight. So awesome race overall, Mike, and great run for you. I mean, like I said, max points day for you, doing everything you could do there. So congrats on that. Good luck in the next one. But before I let you go, and you want to thank any shots you got to give here tonight?
Just thanks to my teammates, America Racing, practice sessions and whatnot. Amar Paints for doing the paint. You up in the booth for calling it, and I do want to apologize to Brett, number 11. I'm not sure if I took the air off his car or if I barely tapped him right in the corner. He was a lap car. I was trying to get around him, but I don't know if I ruined his race or whatnot, but I know he got into the wall, so I wanted to say sorry for that.
Awesome, man. Well, yeah, it was. It looked. I don't know. From my end, it looked like there was a little bit of contact there. It was kind of tough to see, but yeah. I mean, those things happen, especially when you're on newer tires and older tires. Kind of surprised the caution didn't come out for that, but like I said, it worked into your favor there. So
yeah, I just had so much speed. I was just trying to cut it, go around as fast as I could, and I guess I just misjudged by an inch or so.
Let's just say you weren't the only one to do that here tonight, so don't worry about it too much. But again, congrats on the win here tonight, and good luck tomorrow night in the Cup Series.
Thanks. I'm gonna try to bring that one home.
Have a great night.
You too.
So there you have it, your winner here tonight. 24 Mike Moultrie getting the win and spoiling Jay Stinson's chance at the Triple Crown. But tomorrow night, we've got the Next Gen Series presented by Dev Sports Cards, and Blaze Richardson will try to keep his Triple Crown hopes alive. So check that out here on Noma Racing. Again, I want to thank everybody for joining us here tonight, whether you're watching on Facebook, on YouTube, or on Twitch. We do appreciate you tuning in here tonight. Don't forget to hit that like button, follow, and subscribe. Hit that little notification bell for whenever we go live. You'll be notified. And that's going to do it for us here tonight on Intensity Racing here on iRacing. And as our boy Atlee Atmanwis would say, over and out.